Sports Jazz, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It's been a while. Anyway, it's not been a while. We were celebrating, Josh. I still look, if you know how happy I was yesterday, it was a celebration. Massive, massive,
United
non-stop
played.
celebration. Come on. Well, United play. No, United did play. United was it, but United are playing today.
What
But
happened last night?
we had um, we had Arsenal coming through. Champions League. They were knocked out. People took it so personal. People broke chairs. People
Yeah,
cried. It was a massive blow, Josh. A massive, massive blow for Arsenal. But all I can say is I hope they recover very fast because, yeah, more is still happening. Once
it's
again,
the hope
guys,
that
please do
kills you.
subscribe. Subscribe, turn on the notifications. Josh, real quick, let's in a few minutes, let's talk about yesterday's game, Josh. We have
Yeah. It's the
it's
hope
already
that
Inter
kills you.
Milan
It's the hope that
versus
kills you.
PSG.
It's PSG versus Inter Milan.
Really?
PSG will be at home. Yeah,
No, they are going to be in Munich.
yeah, they'll be in Munich, but they get the opportunity to play in their home shirts.
Okay, so it will be PSG. Once
Yeah,
again, guys, please do subscribe. So yeah, Josh,
and you always fancy the team in their home kit.
PSG
Yeah,
defeated Arsenal yesterday, advancing to the finals in a 3-1 aggregate scoreline. Josh, what a game we had on ourselves just yesterday. I still think Declan Rice should have scored that header. Saka being Saka. A lot of things happened yesterday, but Kvaratskhelia is a player, Josh.
I warned
He's
you.
a
I
top,
warned you.
top, top player.
I warned you, and
An
you said
absolute
why.
beast.
I warned you, and you said why sell Ganacho. I told you we need to use Ganacho as weight to get a player like Kvaratskhelia. I mean,
And now I
if we could
agree.
give, yeah, if we could have given Napoli 50 million and Ganacho, I mean, if the whole total is 100 million, so be it. But
Mm.
we would have an ideal player to actually change our fortunes real quick. But it's the hope that kills you. I mean, this is a place that Arsenal has known for far too long. They've always faltered when it has mattered most. I mean, 5 years into the job, actually 6 years into the job, Mikel Arteta has nothing to show for it.
They've
It's
spent
it's
close to 800 million pounds. Man, yeah,
750 million pounds, but
you have nothing to show. I mean,
yeah, but I think he has what he can show the process. He can show the progress. He can show
of what?
uh,
Being number two back to back.
he can show that he has actually built a team. Um, he has had a change of players at the club, but he has actually not won over the mentality of the players to
Mm.
forge away, not to be like Arsene Wenger was, because infamously known, Arsene Wenger was called specialist in failure, but it looks like Mikel Arteta is delivering the holy grail of the the grandeur disappointment of failure. Because I mean, if you continue to be like this, like I told you before, it was going to be very important for
Yeah.
Mikel Arteta to advance to the final and eventually win the trophy, because it would change that Arsenal side. But right now, there's little that you can say about that Arsenal side, especially under Mikel Arteta, because for 5 seasons, you can count maybe 3 of the 5 seasons they've still done nothing.
Yeah.
Yes. The football heritage. Actually, you can argue that in the recent past, PSG has been tested. You know, they've gotten to the final. They've been
Yeah.
lingering in and about the latter stages of the Champions League, and Arsenal. They did reach the semi-final, the quarterfinal against Bayern Munich. They were a bit close last season. Then they get to the semi-final this season. But there's this whole thing about Arsenal that they glorify small things like reaching a semi-final of a Champions League so much that they lose sight of what it is about to win a trophy, because they were celebrating have beaten Madrid in the quarterfinal, like they had actually
I think they
reached the
got so
final.
confident. They got too confident after beating Madrid home and away, which was a
They
fantastic.
were overwhelmed. They were surprised. I don't think Man United would be surprised if it won a game in the quarterfinal against Real Madrid or in the semi-final, because these are things that they've done before. So that is where the football heritage actually comes in, because it is not abnormal for United to overcome a team in the quarterfinals or the semi-finals of a Champions League. But it was kind of new to Arsenal. They glorified that, and we ended up listening to lectures of who invented the light bulb, but
See,
it
I
blew up.
think it's true. They overgot. I
The
mean, they
light
were
bulb blew
overwhelmed.
up.
They got too confident. That also after beating Real Madrid, and they also talked a lot of words. They talked a lot of words before this game.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I
okay.
remember
They
yesterday.
can do that. They can do that
I remember
because they actually.
yesterday after the final whistle. Sorry, Josh. Enrique was like, "Well, the Farmers League, guys, the Farmers League. You keep saying the Farmers League." Uh, one journalist was asking him, "Well, in Mikel Arteta said that the best team lost, and the a team that didn't deserve to win." He laughed it off. He laughed it off, like really, really laughing off. He said, "Well,
He
it's
did.
okay. You can say that, but PS just done so well. Just they've beaten, I think, 4 Premier League teams in
It's not
this
about four
competition."
Premier League teams.
No, no,
It
Josh. I'm
is.
just saying they've beaten number one and number
Yeah,
two
but
in
when
the
you say
EPL.
Premier League teams,
They've
it's
beaten
like,
Aston Villa.
for me, I don't set the standard
No,
to
I said
be
that because
Premier
of the
League.
Farmers League thing. The Farmers League thing. That's why I'm saying
Oh,
that.
yeah, those
Yeah.
are maybe pundits in England, but okay, I get your point. But for me, I don't really rate the standard on Premier League teams. The standard of a good team is not because they can beat a Premier League team. The standard in football in Europe, it's actually beating the best teams. And for me, right now, PSG
Well,
is
they beat the
arguably.
best teams, Josh.
Yes, exactly. But you cannot tell me because they beat Aston Villa, then they beat
No,
a
no, no,
Premier
Josh.
League
I
team, so
brought
the
that
standard is high.
because the Farmers thing, because it comes a lot from even Arsenal fans were saying, no,
Simon
we are
Jordan.
playing the Farmers. We are playing Farmers, so we are going to
Simon
beat them. We have
Jordan.
to make a
Simon
comeback.
Jordan likes to call them out.
UG, UG Watcher, what up, what up, what up, Bichina, Bichina.
What up, what up, what up, bro?
Yo, shout out to you, Rasta Stocks, by the way. We are going to be shortly getting into the game, Man United versus Bilbao. But Josh, well, fans were left heartbroken yesterday. Some are calling for Arteta's head. Arsenal fans are saying Arteta should leave. He shouldn't be staying after, I mean, spending close to 800 million pounds. You've been at the club almost 6 seasons, and I mean, you have no trophy to show, and they're saying that's it. But I think
He has
he's
a
done so
COVID.
well.
He has a COVID cup.
Yeah, he has a COVID cap. That is true. He has a
Yeah,
COVID cap, by the way. Arteta has a COVID cap
yeah, he
2020.
has a COVID cup.
He
So
has
I
a
mean,
COVID cap. So, but I think it's a bit unfair. Yes, he's made some funny
is it?
decisions. Like when he bought, did he buy 65 to get Kai Havertz? I mean, did they pay
Yeah.
65 to get Kai Havertz? I think that's a
Yes.
very poor decision. Very, very poor decision.
No,
I
but
don't know why he did that.
Kai Havertz performed for him
No,
until
no, Josh.
Kai Havertz got injured. He performed
Mm,
for him. I'm actually a strong defender of Mikel Arteta for the choice of striker that he wanted at the club. I mean, it was a glaring truth that maybe he could have gotten a traditional number 9 who could have helped with getting more goals and stuff like that. Having known that Gabriel Jesus was a person who is not available, who is not going to be available in the season, maybe he would have gotten a player like that since Edin Ketia had left. But I defend Mikel Arteta because I do know that that is not the football that he wants to play. He wants to play with a false 9. He prefers to play with a guy like Kai Havertz, who is
well,
going to be an extra midfielder, be on
Josh,
the
don't
ball,
you think there are better players who can play?
have a lot of
Uh,
mobility in that region. Remember that the time that he bought him, it was maybe a fortunate buy. Didn't he buy him in January?
Josh, is that a fortunate
The other
buy?
January? No, as in it looked like a player who was available at the time and he could have used them. So he did buy the player. But yeah, it was a glaring truth to every football fan that maybe he needed a traditional 9. But for me, I'm always going to stand with a manager who buys the player that he wants rather than buying the player that the media wants him to have, because this
But you know,
player is never
sometimes
going to
Josh,
play.
sometimes you have to do what's right, not what you want. I don't know whether you get me. So I think, but okay, I'm not saying he shouldn't have. I mean, I mean, you know, purchased Kai Havertz. But all I'm saying is, out of 6 seasons, I mean, all those seasons, he's had time to get a
To get a
proper
striker.
striker.
Yeah.
And he has
Yeah.
done no effort. You're buying
Yeah.
Merino, you're
Or
buying Kai
maybe
Havertz, you're
maybe he
buying.
would have bought, maybe you could say he would have bought a player that actually can do the job and is a level a tad higher than
Mm,
the players that he has since brought in, like Kai Havertz. Maybe he would have gone for a player like maybe Florian Wirtz. Maybe he would have gone for a much better player to play for him in the false nine position than the players that he did get. But
mm,
for me, transfers are not that easy. It's not always very easy to get in the players that you do want. You have to chase them for a bit and stuff like that. So yeah, but it is. You see, the buck stops with the manager. You don't win a trophy, it's time up. It's time up for you, because I
I
mean,
know.
trophies are what actually cement your legacy as a manager at a football club. He could have done all the good things for Arsenal in the period that he has been there, but that is all kudos to him. But then he has to leave, and maybe they get someone who can take them over the line, because every Arsenal fan has actually given him time and trusted his process, that maybe one day he's going to deliver the Holy Grail. But when you
Mm-hmm.
don't get very confident when you start to hear your manager say things like, "We could have won the trophy 2 seasons in a row if because we finished with more points than Liverpool this season." Like Liverpool had lower points than us, but we didn't win the trophy. So it's like you're saying that we could have, but you didn't.
I
We
know
do need the
it's a bit
trophies.
crazy.
So
But Arsenal fans gunned at. There's a time when Gary Neville came out and said, I don't know. He said something about Arteta, saying, I mean, this season, I don't remember the exact words, but he was trying to say Arteta has not done so much. I mean, as if you put it on paper, yes, he has a great team. He has performed well. The team is qualifying for the Champions League back to back before, unlike how it was right after when Wenger left. But if you ask him to show you what he has over those years, there is nothing. And I remember Arsenal fans gunning, insulting him online
you
because
you
he
were
had
you
said
were
that. But it
also
turns out
calling me
it's true.
You were also calling me out for actually saying that Ateta's head will soon be on the table. I mean, if he doesn't win a trophy this season, because earlier on in the season, I told you, for all the great work that he has done, he actually has to win a trophy. He cannot just say that I've been second twice in a row, or thrice in a row, and that is good enough. With all the turbulence at Manchester United in the period that in this turbulent period of Manchester
Talk
United,
about it,
Manchester
by the way.
United has finished twice as
You know,
second.
not
You
even
know,
that, they have won
Jose,
trophies. Van Gaal
leave the
won a
trophies.
trophy.
No, no, no. First,
Mourinho won.
forget about the trophies, because that's in our DNA. I mean, that is a thing that comes automatically, or
We
else
are winners.
yeah, we're not going to count a lot of your time at the club. But what I'm saying is, in this turbulent period of Manchester United, we've actually managed to be second twice. So, I
Mhm.
mean, you cannot rate being second as progress. You can
No, you
say
can't.
that actually he's had a bit of a momentum in the period that he has been at the club, that they have consistently underachieved. You know, I mean, they've been floating in and around the top places, but not winning nothing.
Well, they've been bragging, but anyway, it doesn't look so good for Ateta because I mean, since
Give him another
the
season. Give him another season.
2017,
Maybe give him
since the
another season. Maybe he
2017,
needs one or two players to make it right.
since the 2017 FA Cup. Ever since then, Uh, I mean, it's only the COVID Cup, Josh, as you said in 2020, and it's a bit sad because you see he's a manager who really wants to win. He's trying. He gets even disappointed when things don't work out. And I don't know
Even
who
Ten
said
Hag wanted to win.
who said Arsenal are winning next season. Someone said they are winning next season. They are winning the
Yeah,
trophy.
yeah, they always win the next season when we are in this one.
And that's why Patrice Evra came out and said,
And I think
uh,
I think I think there was a problem
watching
with
Arsenal plays like watching Netflix. You always have to wait for the next episode, next season. So a bit harsh, but I mean, after last night, the way they crashed, you know,
yeah, but
it's quite sad.
for the game proper, I liked how Arsenal approached the game. They knew that they were chasing a deficit. They came out all guns blazing. They were unfortunate not to have scored in that first 15 minutes of the game, because that would have eased a bit of nerves and made the game a bit more in their favor. But it wasn't to be. Then PSG eventually got into their mold, and they started to pass the ball around, and it became a bit difficult. But I liked the tenacity with which Arsenal was applying themselves on the day. It's
They
just that
started with pressure, by the way. They could have
yeah,
scored 2 goals in the first half. They did so well.
yeah. So the problem
It was
was, if
just
they
not their day.
the fact that they didn't take those chances, then it came back to hurt them, because the more the game went on, the more it got into PSG's favor, that they would actually get a goal and stretch the game. So it
Yeah,
became a bit
Fabian
difficult for
Luiz's
me.
goal.
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope. But for me, I think the undoing of Arsenal is that set piece coach. They need to fire that guy. They need to get rid of that guy.
By the way, you have to give
Yeah,
kudos to PSG, how they've managed to keep those set pieces not going in.
yeah, 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 yeah,
They
yeah.
did so well.
Yeah, and Enrique in the first game actually said that we've been defending. We know what they're capable of. As in, my
They
team has
mocked
been
him. One of
training,
the
and they know.
reporters
Yeah, one of
mocked
the
him the way
reporter
he
was
asked
talking.
him.
Yes, the
Yeah,
way he
and
asked him.
it's
So he told him, "No, we've been training. You can't tell me that we don't know what to do in those
mm,
situations. We've been watching Arsenal." But the thing I'm trying to tell you is that guy Nico Jovac. He's a very good guy, but I think he has overstepped his powers, or Mikel Arteta has allowed him to overstep his powers, that
mm.
is ruining the team. I mean,
But
why
it's
would
because
you
of set pieces, Josh, that they've won. They've How many
listen
goals
to
have they
me?
scored this season?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
I don't deny that fact. That
Mm,
is all. That is all very good. But at the end of the day, for me, it appeared that he allowed Mikel Arteta allowed for the set piece coach to take out Thomas Partey to expend his energy on throw-ins, even when Arsenal was in control of the game. Okay, Arsenal was in control of the game. They would get a throw in, and for me, if I felt at some point Miles Lewis Skelly would have gotten the ball and just played it quickly to Martinelli, and they continue passing the ball around to actually tire the players of PSG. But then they would give the players of PSG at least 30 seconds to regroup, as they
mm,
were walking around trying to wait for Thomas Partey to get the ball, clean it, and all those things, so that he can have a throw in the box. I mean,
mm.
yes, you can get a goal that way, but at some point, it was done at a period where Arsenal was in charge of the
They
game.
had picked up
Arsenal had
momentum.
the
Yeah, they were
possession.
in
Yeah, they had
control.
picked up momentum. There was no reason for waiting for Thomas Partey to do that. And then Thomas Partey, you're taking him out of position every time you get a throw in, and you're just expending his energy. Actually,
Mm,
even one of the counterattacks that was done, it was from such a scenario. I mean, Thomas Partey had gone for that throw in and stuff, and the ball dropped in the middle of the area, and the counterattack was on.
counter attack was on. Yeah.
So for me, I think that Arteta has allowed that set piece guy to overstep his limits, and he wrote for me. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. um I know that he has done a tremendous job at the club. There's no team in Europe that can boast over the things that Arsenal has done over the last two seasons from set pieces. But I don't think that tactic was the best yesterday, of allowing Thomas Partey to expend his energy throwing the
To be
ball into
honest,
the box.
there's a point where Arsenal had PSG in their grip, and right where they wanted them, and PSG were vulnerable to even making mistakes.
True.
But
So
you're
allow
right.
the game to
Now
flow.
that
Allow the game to flow. Don't wait for Partey. Give them at least 5 seconds to breathe, so that
mm,
they can throw the ball. Take a quick throw. Lewis Kelly throw the ball to Martinelli. and because Martinelli was actually charged as when the game started. You know, he's not the best of one-on-one dribblers, but he
Yeah,
has
he's not.
pace.
And
He
by the
has
way,
pace and he's very direct and he's willing to go at his runner. So he was going at his runner and losing every battle that he was, but at least he was doing it often. So allow him to continue do it. Maybe a mistake would come out of it.
correct. I agree with you, Josh. The other thing also I was going to say, besides that, I've seen yesterday after the game, after the final whistle, Arsenal fans started ganging up on Lewis Kelly. The same kid they've been praising, they've been
Yeah,
praising
that's
and
how we
praising.
are, football fans.
Uh,
That's how we are, football
it's just
fans.
not fair. It's just not
But
fair.
he was,
The
he was,
kid has had a very great season.
yeah. But yesterday
He's
was
done
a tall
incredibly
order
well.
for
But
him. You could see
I
the
know, I know, I know.
inexperience.
Yesterday, highway,
Even before
small
the
gate.
penalty, yeah, small gate,
But
Makerere Lucas.
yeah, but that's football. That's football. Things happen. But overall, sorry, Arsenal. Next slack or next time.
Next
But
season,
it's not.
next season,
To be honest, Josh, we ended the stream all saying Arsenal is going to lose to PSG. I don't know why they were
season,
over their heads,
season
thinking
seven.
they had a chance.
Let's wait for season seven. Mikel Arteta.
You know, but I mean, Arteta get a striker. If Arteta wants to, the first thing he should solve is getting a striker. Let him get a proper striker. Yes, maybe he wants a false nine or something. He should get a proper striker, Josh. A person. Look, right now they had no one there. Kai Havertz wasn't available. The injury-prone guy,
They have
Jesus,
Mikel Merino.
Merino, the man who was brought in for headers, as Josh keeps on reminding everyone.
Yeah, and arriving late in the box. He almost did it again.
Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications, post jazz. Well, Josh, the game, as Rasta Stock said, sorry, earlier, football heritage. Yep. Manchester United versus Bilbao today at Old Trafford, Josh, in the Europa League semi-final second leg, Josh. Of course, United holds a commanding 3-0 lead from the first leg in Bilbao, where Bruno Fernandes scored a brace, and also not forgetting Casemiro's goal. So capitalizing on Bilbao's, that whole lead. I mean, what I'm saying is United should be capitalizing on that, Josh. They should use that as an advantage. They're even home, and historically, all 133 teams winning UEFA, the Champions League or Europa League knockout, Josh, tie. They always do that with a 3-goal plus, Josh. By the way, I don't know whether you knew that. Away in the first
The
leg,
what? The one?
all teams that have in the Europa League or the Champions League that have won the first leg with a 3-goal margin
Imagine.
on
Yeah.
away, yeah,
Yeah.
they've all progressed. So I hope Man United, because I know Man United, we are so vulnerable, Josh. Anything can
Yeah.
happen. Don't be surprised. Just like what Amorim was saying, he's not also sure. Anything can happen. A red card, like how it happened at Bilbao, can change the whole game, Josh. So the players need to be really, really focused. I hope we bring the A game. Uh, yeah, and I hope we win, Josh. So please walk me through, Josh, that what do you think about the game tonight? Manchester United versus Bilbao, Europa League semi-final. It's going to be used at Old Trafford. And who do you have in your corner?
Yeah. Come on, there are no corners here. There's just only one corner. So I don't know
That
who
is
why you're
the
asking
red
me
corner,
who is.
Manchester
Yeah,
United.
it's only the red corner. So I don't know why you're asking me which one I would rather be. Anyhow, um, this is a very difficult game for Manchester United because it is a game that can define our season. So
Correct.
yeah, from the onset, we don't take it lightly. I only have concern that Athletic Bilbao is wounded. They could be missing three of their star players in Nico Williams, Inaki Williams, and Sanse.
Mhm.
So the whole front three, that is their front three.
Also, Danny
I mean,
Vivian is also was red carded. I mean,
yeah, Vivian
suspension.
was red carded. So I mean, there's
Mm.
a bit of blow there, and much as you can say that it is advantage Manchester United, but then if a team is wounded and they have nothing to fight for, the French players might give everything on the night, and I'm worried that having won 3-0 in that game, which was it was looked at likely to be a very close fought contest, but it ended up being a walk in the park for us.
N-
I
Exactly.
mean,
No one gave it to United. I'm telling you. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
before
yeah,
the game
yeah.
even started, the best defense in the in La Liga, ABC. You know, they said whatever they said, but I think even the fans, Atletico fans, were also shocked to see that 3-0
Yeah,
lead.
so I mean, Manchester United, we must not lose focus. We must not be complacent. We
Mm.
must get into this game looking to score goals. We should not be looking to defend the lead that we do have. I mean, we are vulnerable to conceding goals anyway, so we must score goals to actually stretch the game beyond Athletic Bilbao. We must be energized. We forget about the 90 minutes we played in San Mames. We just think about the game tonight at Old Trafford. So maybe if we do think about the game at Old Trafford exclusively, maybe we can have a chance to actually beat Athletic Bilbao, because there's so many things that can go wrong in a football game. You see the first leg, in the first minutes, Vivian gets red carded, and the whole tie is different. I mean, the same thing could happen to Manchester United.
Yep.
So I mean, we must not be complacent. We must not lose focus. We must be concentrated throughout the 90 minutes. And I think Man United is in pole position to advance
They are.
to the
They are.
finals. Yeah.
I've never been so confident, but you know, anything can always happen. But I've never
You,
been. And
you
Josh,
confidence. You really?
and also Josh, I must say, it's more likely we are going to have an English final, Josh. Man United and
Uh,
Spurs.
I don't think so. I mean, it's a thing
Bodo
that
Glimt might upset someone.
yeah, it's a thing that the English have actually thrown around so much, because they would love to have an all English final. I mean, it's good marketing for their league that Arsenal reached the semi-finals of the Champions League. Two teams are in the Europa League. Then there's the other small trophy, the what conference hall. That's something something. That one West Ham won it the other time. Chelsea's in almost in the final. So you know it would be good for them. But for me, Bodo Glimt, you should know that they've always scored away from home. Sorry, they've always scored at their home more than 2 goals. And when they got that goal against Spurs in that 3-1 victory, they gave themselves a chance. So I mean,
Mm.
yeah, having given themselves a chance, they're going to be playing on that plastic carpet.
And they've
And
done so well, by the way, in this very competition as well. So
yeah,
people shouldn't
very
take them
well, and
off.
they
You know.
play they actually play very well. So they're going to go and play on that plastic carpet, and I mean,
And
it
by
will
the way,
not
I
be
prefer
very easy
playing
for
them.
them.
By the way, I prefer playing
I,
Bodo Glimt than Spurs.
are you crazy? I
Also
prefer
Spurs.
playing
But
Spurs.
no,
Bodo
Josh,
Glimt
I
is a
keep
better
saying
side.
Spurs has beaten us 3 times this season already.
So under
Home
what
and away, and
circumstances?
in one of the
Okay, under what
just
circumstances?
it
Can I
doesn't
tell
matter.
you?
It still
It matters
remains.
to
We've
me.
lost to
It
them three
matters to
times.
me. No, for me, okay. Your opinion, my opinion, I would rather play Spurs.
Well,
Bodo Glimt
I
is a
mean,
much better side. They're proper footballers. At least they're a well coached side. But this
mm.
football managers side, I don't think that they can beat us. They can't. They can't.
Well, of course,
The other game,
United.
Bruno Fernandes was red carded for no shit. The other game, Altai Bayinda was pushed into goal, and no foul was given because VAR was not working.
Mm.
And it was in the other game a draw, and they won one.
Anyway, Josh, United, of course,
So I
injuries.
Spurs, I don't give a shit. Let them come.
You really have no respect for Postecoglou's side.
Not at
But
all.
yeah, Josh,
Plus,
of course, Josh
all
has,
the injuries they do have, let them come.
we also have injuries. That's what I was
Yeah,
going
we
next to
do.
Josh.
But
We have
as
Lisandro
no, no, no.
Martinez, Joshua
Spurs, no.
Zaxi, Gallo,
Spurs, no, 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 not
Aiden
Spurs,
Heaven is back, although
bro.
he's training
Not
solo.
Spurs, not Spurs.
Delict, Delict. But Josh, we also have Boost. I mean, Ahmad Diallo is back just from injury and could feature. I mean, after substitute appearance in the first leg. Of course, we have key players like Bruno Fernandes, who is the joint top scorer in the Europa, Josh, and it has been very, very pivotal with 27 goals and 18 assists in the competition's history, Josh. Not forgetting your guy Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Hoyland. He's done so well in Europa, Josh. unlike in Premier League, but he's been amazing. Him and Ganacho in the Europa, Josh.
I think
And
his best performance. I think his best performance in a Manchester United shirt was that game at San Mames, the
mm,
first leg. He did play very well. He did
very
play
well.
very well. He made very good runs. He was involved. He was. He did. He made himself a nuisance. It was unfortunate that he didn't get on the score sheet, but at least he did very many right things in that game. I hope that he continues to do that, and I would fancy him to score tonight.
Well, United are still unbeaten, Josh, in this competition. I mean, 13 Europa League games this season with 8 wins and 5 draws, Josh. Of course, I'm not going to talk about the other side that you don't want me to talk about, the Premier League, because now
Yeah,
we are focusing on the Europa. But Atletico Club or Bilbao, as you say, Josh, they are likely going to be missing their star players, the William brothers, Sanchez, Josh, Danny Vivian on he's suspended, but they have players like Alex Alvaro. Then I mean, very good Josh in the attack, Josh, without the brothers, and yeah, currently fourth in the La Liga, Josh. Best defense in the La Liga. I've already said that. And they are also pushing. They are fighting for Champions League qualification in La Liga. But we see them walking into today's game as a team that has to do more compared to what United has to do, Josh. And key battles for me, Josh, the midfield. Bruno Fernandes versus Bilbao's midfield, Josh. We know Fernandez is very good. He's very good. His ability to dictate play, and I mean, who do you see? Do you think is going to be disrupting Ruiz
well, Bruno Fernandes has been rested for the first time in a very long time,
in
so
a
he
very
comes
long,
back.
long time?
Yeah, he comes back into this game a bit more fresh than
Yeah,
before. But for Bruno Fernandes, it is even very difficult for you to know when he's not fresh. Apart from the period under Eric Ten Hag where he had dipped in form, he has actually given 100% even when he's not on form, and I think he's going to be unplayable tonight. He's going to be one of the players who keeps the concentration and the focus of the team. Casemiro was also rested. Casemiro is going to help to do that because he has been outstanding for a couple of months now at Manchester United.
actually, they
Right?
shouldn't play against Josh, man. After what happened to the leaked.
What do you mean he shouldn't play?
No, I'm saying in the Premier League, it's West. After what
Oh,
happened to
okay.
the leaked, no, no, no,
Oh
because
yeah,
anything
so
can
I
happen.
think, yeah. But you can also sleep on a staircase and you get injured.
Yeah, but chances
Yeah.
are slim.
So anyhow, so I think Casemiro will steady the ship alongside Ugarte in midfield. Bruno Fernandes will play with Ganacho in the 10 roles. Ahmad will play as a wing back on the right since he has come back, and Rasmus Hoyland will lead the line. I think that should be enough to upset Athletic Bilbao. My only concern is always Andre Onana, because Andre Onana is one who loses a bit of concentration and focus. So he must actually not lose focus in this one, because one bleep from Andre Onana, then you have given Athletic Bilbao a chance. You've brought them back into the game, so we should avoid making mistakes that actually give them a sniff into this tie.
Yeah.
Um, and
Well,
we should actually look out to score more goals.
I think Manchester United's 3-0 lead, Josh. Talk about the injury crisis at Bilbao, the home advantage, all the Old Trafford atmosphere, Josh. I mean, Man United are likely to win. All chances, all lights point to them winning and stepping through, walking straight into the Europa finals. And I know Bilbao is also going to come back and fight because one of the players, I'm forgetting the name, he said anything can happen in football, and we've not yet changed we are not going to change our identity or style of play. We are going to go there and play as Bilbao. And the only kiddish thing is they've been if you've been on their social media platforms and Instagram, on X, on Facebook, TikTok, Bilbao has been you know they've been making funny things, and I think it might come back to bite them. If they lose. Did you? I think like approximately 5 hours ago or 12. I'm not so sure, but they put up a dog, okay,
Mm,
barking, trying to get something. Like you can literally hear the sound of the dog barking, and they're trying to say
okay.
that is Manchester United. Then up they put Man United. In other words, United fans are making too much, are barking dogs. That's what they're trying to say.
Yeah, let us be
A bit of
barking
a low
dogs,
blow.
but at least no, the barking dogs barked 3 times in your backyard. So I mean, they
I
only
know,
need to bark a bit, two more times at home, and
and it's a wrap.
yeah, the game will be done.
It's a wrap. I mean, I just can't wait. Let's wait and see how things go, Josh. But yeah, I believe Man United is going to also walk. They are going straight into the finals. I'm
We
only
just
just
have
not
to
yet
be
sure.
focused for this one, 100% focus. I like the
Mm.
fact that Alejandro Garnacho was brought into the presser with Ruben Amorim. I mean, yeah, he's done a bit well for himself this season. He has
By
struggled
the way, that's very
a
good.
lot.
That's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good
yeah.
for his
He's
confidence. Mm.
Yes, he's struggled a lot this season, but I like the fact that the boy keeps going. The boy keeps going. I mean, he looks unfazed. I mean, he keeps making mistakes game after game, but he comes back and makes the mistake. Actually, he got a nickname in the dressing room. They call him Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Yeah, because he never passes. He will not pass to you a ball in any situation. So the players call him Gandalf. I mean, he's a magic man.
Yeah, I hope he pulls
Yeah.
his weight. But he has improved. I think he was in a bit of a slump, back then. The fans, you remember even the other incident
It
where
says
someone,
nothing. No,
thought
it has
that they were
nothing to
going to
do
take
with
a selfie,
fans.
then talk trash. No, I'm just saying fans, on social media. He had even to close one of his social media accounts. I'm not so sure. Was it X or
Yeah,
Instagram?
yeah, yeah.
So I
The
think they
trauma
got,
and stuff like
yeah,
that.
yeah, they got under his skin. But I like how he has managed to come back up. Maybe the other
Bro, the
player,
guy keeps
Josh,
making mistakes game after game, but he looks unfazed. He comes back in the next game and does the same stupid shit he did last night. But I like the fact that he makes
you
decisions to to
that is
to actually
unfair.
make that stupid shit.
That is not.
No, he
You,
does. He
you,
does. That's what he does.
but then, Josh, by the way,
You know,
speaking
it's not
about,
easy to make a decision to
mm,
actually go for goal. When you're in certain situations, you see a player who is caught in two minds, he doesn't know what to do. Garnacho always knows what to do. You get it's the execution which is poor, but he always knows what
decision,
to
his
do. Yes.
decision is poor.
No, no, no. I
You know,
actually think he makes decisions. It's
it,
the execution which is bad, but he does make
his
the decisions.
me. I think
He
his
decides that
decision.
he's going to shoot. That's why he's Gandalf. He won't pass to you. So he makes the decision not to pass to you. It's not that he hasn't seen you.
Josh, we're talking about Ganacho improving. Also one player that I would love to single out is Casemiro. Josh has done so well. He's improved. He had a rough start under Amorim, but I think they found out. Even Amorim has talked about it around 2 or 3 times, saying things change. You can always change the manager's mind, and Casemiro has already changed his mind. He's now a start. At one point, he had been dropped, and it looks like he has developed. And I actually don't see him being sold next summer.
He was
Yes,
never going to be sold.
they
He
are
was
going to
never
buy
going to be sold.
players. They are going to
He
buy
was never going
players.
to
They
be
have to
sold. You
replace
see,
Ericsson, but
the
his
only
work
reason,
ethic and adaptation, Josh, have turned the tide for him.
yeah,
You were saying the only reason why
the
they were
only
saying he might
reason,
be sold.
yeah, the only reason we wanted to sell him was actually to reduce the wage bill.
Yeah, that is
But
correct. And what's this
Casemiro,
nonsense of Bruno Fernandes? One club has shown interest. Is it from Saudi? Crazy money, around one point something wages.
the best players always get those things. I
But
mean,
Josh,
they
if
have
any
to.
team came right now, and they are paying 130 million pounds for Bruno Fernandes, would you let him go?
No,
You wouldn't.
no,
You'd prefer to keep him.
yeah, any team.
Yep.
Who told
Any
you?
team.
Who told you Bruno Fernandes would go to any team?
Well, a team from Saudi is asking questions. They're throwing money
that,
around. They want to throw money
that
around.
just no, not worth a conversation. Because Bruno Fernandes would not be interested in jumping ship to go and play in Saudi Arabia. If you had said if Barcelona or Real Madrid or Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, PSG was giving you 130 million, would you take it? Because then Bruno Fernandes might be willing to go to those clubs. But Etihad in Saudi Arabia, never. He's not going to be willing to go there. And teams in Saudi Arabia are always going to admire players, and they're going to throw a lot of money at those players. But
Well,
he's not going anywhere.
Sports Jazz guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. I have the man himself, or rather the notification. I have the man himself, Josh, in the building. A very staunch, I'm a United fan, but with Josh it's a bit different. Aziz. By the Aziz was telling me, shout outs to Aziz,
Yeah.
man. Shout outs to Aziz.
Shout out, Aziz.
He was
Shout out
sending
Rasta Stocks too.
shout outs to Rasta. Aziz was telling me yesterday that Isaac, we need a stream here and Josh. I haven't forgotten. I've not yet forgotten. I'm
Bro,
going to get time.
what's that stream about though? You
God,
keep talking
you keep
about that
pouring
stream.
water on Ancelot. You keep pouring cold water on Liverpool.
Bro,
That's
they
why.
won that,
So he
they
needs
won
to
that
sit down
trophy.
with you.
They won the
Uh-huh.
trophy. We're going to see. Arsenal still has to suffer a few disappointments this season.
And
These
what are those disappointments?
there's the guard of honor over the weekend.
Wait,
You know?
who are they doing it? Is it Liverpool?
Yeah,
No,
Liverpool.
it's wait, they're playing. Oh my god, that is going to be
Yeah. There's a
embarrassing.
guard of honor now. Leave
It's
the
going
guard
to
of
be
honor.
embarrassing for Arsenal to
Yeah.
give Liverpool a guard of honor. Oh my god.
Leave the guard of honor. There is also the prayers tonight that United does not advance, nor Spurs. And when they do
Oh,
advance, there's
by
also
the
a
way,
third
any
one.
of those teams, if any of those teams wins the Europa League,
Advance. First leave
they are sworn
winning.
enemies.
Advance.
Advance to
To
the
the
final.
finals.
Oh my god.
Now,
It's
when
going
they
to be
do
crazy.
advance to the finals, there's the third prayer. They have to get
Mhm.
on their knees and pray that though Man United and Spurs are in the final, none of them wins the final. But at least United
One of them
wins
has
it
to,
and not Spurs.
not Spurs.
Because if
But yeah,
Spurs
and
wins a
just
final,
I know,
if
those ones
Spurs,
are sworn enemies.
if,
Do you
if
think?
Spurs wins a
Do
final
you? Yeah.
in the season that Spurs has had, and Arsenal, London would
Yo,
be white.
just do you think even when United is languishing in the 15th, 16th position, mid-table in the Premier League, do you think if they go ahead and win the Europa League, would they have performed way much better? I mean, would it be a successful season better than Arsenal's? I mean, both have qualified to the Champions League, only that this one has won a trophy, but 15th, yet Arsenal are second.
Successful season, no, but greater achievement, yes. I
Greater
mean,
achievement.
United would have had a far greater achievement than Arsenal because they've not only qualified for the Champions League, but they've won a European trophy, and that can also help with the finances and all stuff like that. I mean, and their pride, maybe it can restore their pride. But like Ruben Amorim has often said, even winning this title um, cannot help us survive the season that we've had. We've really had a terrible season. So successful, not really. Greater achievement, 100%. Because Ruben
Well,
Amorim would have won a European trophy in his first 6 months at the club.
oh
Six
my
or
God,
so months at the
with a
club.
very poor team, by the way. If Ruben Amorim wins the Europa League with the team he has, remember he just joined a few months ago, it's going to be a huge embarrassment to Arsenal and Arteta and the fans too, because first of all, the fans talk a lot. They keep laughing at the position Man United is currently in. But if Amorim goes ahead and wins this trophy with his Man United players, that to me, besides the league position, Josh, it's more like a win, a 50-50. Actually, this one even has a trophy. And his game is you're fighting to finish in top 4 because you want to fit in the Champions League. Okay, if you don't win the league, at least finish second, third, or fourth, but fit in the Champions League. And this guy goes ahead to win the Europa, qualifies for the Champions League, and
There's
Oh my God, it's going to be embarrassing.
There's another prayer, the last prayer.
Okay.
They still have to get on their knees and pray that they finish second, or else they're going to be fighting for fifth position.
Who? Arsenal?
Yeah.
You,
If you
by the
look
way, I
at
haven't looked at the
if
table. I
you,
haven't looked at the
yeah,
table.
the third team is 3 points away from them, and that's Man City. It knows how to chess.
By the Man City have kind of found their groove back. They're coming back
Yeah,
slowly by
no,
slowly. They've
they
hustled.
do know how to chess. They do know how to chess, and Liverpool was put to the sword by Chelsea. You can say that that was a hangover from the celebrations, but then they're going to get back. And if they do win that game against Arsenal, and Man City wins their game, maybe Man City um, it
And
gets into
there are three
second
games left,
position in
Josh,
one
right?
way or another. I'm not certain. I just know there are
Oh
two
my
games
God.
left for Man
I'm looking at
United.
the table, by the way.
Today's game and the final.
They should be very, very, very careful because this game, the Champions League game against PSG, must have taken toll of them. But they have to. I know they're tired. Yes, players will be tired, but a bit also demotivated. So they have to make sure they don't finish fourth or even fifth. And just do you? At one point, I thought Nottingham Forest was going to be in the Champions League, but it looks like it has crashed in the last 5 games. And I
Yeah,
see they are currently sixth on the table with 61 points.
yeah.
Chelsea, that game against Liverpool was a huge
Best
boost. Like they
believe
need
Arsenal
that
would be in
win.
the Champions League. They are it's one of the better teams. It's one of the
Currently.
better teams. You know, it's one of the better teams in that group. It's Man
Mm.
City and Arsenal. The rest of them, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, they all falter to deceive. They'll just fight for the remaining two places.
Well, let's wait and see how things will turn out for them. Once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Sports Jazz, we are looking at Manchester United versus Bilbao tonight. Semi-finals, Europa League, second round or second leg, where United already has a step into the finals, 1 foot, sorry, into the finals. And hopefully today we wrap it up, Josh. And it's a win because that would be really huge for us. That would be huge for Man
Yeah,
United.
yeah, 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 yeah. We just need to concentrate, be focused, not be complacent at all, and we can win this.
I
It's not
know.
that difficult.
Actually, Manchester United, the players, Amorim, they have to make sure they qualify first, go to the finals, and win this. It's also good. I mean, winning the Europa League, Josh, besides getting
Yeah, the final will be difficult, but let's first deal with today's game.
yeah, but I mean, I'm saying winning the trophy, this trophy, besides qualifying to the Champions League next season, the money, the revenue it comes with, Josh, the revenue it comes, and also
Yeah.
getting players won't be a problem because some players really like Champions League. Okay, I
You
know,
know,
yes,
I'm
some don't
actually
really care,
not
but it
even
will be really.
concerned. I'm actually not even concerned about the revenue that will come in if we win the
Oh,
trophy. I'm
I
most
am
concerned
concerned.
about winning the trophy itself. We just have
Yeah.
to win the trophy. The rest is background noise. It will
Mm.
come, but we need to win this trophy. For me, it is pride. As a fan, I actually just need us to win the trophy so we have won a trophy. Going forward, I see how the club will deal with the things they deal with because even when I advised the club to buy Kivicha Kvaratskhelia and give away Ganacho, they did not.
They didn't listen to your call. They
They
didn't
didn't
listen
listen
to
to my call,
your
so
plea.
I don't really care about their money and where it's coming from and who is doing what, but I do care about us winning a trophy because that satisfies me.
Yeah, very true. Once again, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications, hit and smash that like button, guys. Subscribe, road to making 4,000 subscribers. Josh and Isaac, we are signing out. See you. Who knows? Maybe I'm not certain, but maybe we could come back later on after. It will depend the results. It will depend on the results.
Bro, why would
No,
you
I'm saying
do
later
that?
today. I'm
No,
saying
no,
later
no,
today.
no, 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 no. Would depend on what? Yo, it's Manchester United playing, as in yo.
Well, Sports Jazz guys, we are signing out. Josh and Isaac. Glory, glory, Man United. Josh, I hope that's okay. And
It's not.
yeah, let's wait. Let's wait for the game. Let's wait for the game in the next few hours, Josh.
All right, cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Adieu.